getting them to join in. So welcome to these localization conversations. Thanks, Miriam, for starting the recording. We are hosting a series of localization conversations as the GNC Anti-Racism and Localization Working Group. And our first session is what challenges and opportunities are the local and national actors facing. Please, as you join us, you can introduce yourself in the group. If you're an LNA, we're very much interested in knowing a bit more about your group, more about your organization. So please tell us something about your organization, your department, your position. And if you do have web pages, you can share with us. If you have Facebook links, you can share those with us so as to get to chat a little bit more with you, but also get to also know what you are doing right now. So on behalf of the GNC Anti-Racism Localization Working Group, thank you again for joining us, and we appreciate all your contributions throughout this series. Why are we having this series? The objective is to explore the challenges, the strategies, opportunities, and the overall vision of local and national actors amid this changing nutrition and emergencies landscape. As I mentioned, we'll be having three. Alexa, do you want to go on to the next slide? We will be having 3 sessions, and for each session we have the earlier in the day session and the later in the day session to try and cater for as much people within the diverse time zones we have to join us in these conversations. And for today's session, we're going to focus on the challenges and opportunities that the local and national actors are currently facing. Within this call, we are also trying to call upon the GNC collective to engage, to listen, and to take on the insights we will be hearing today and throughout this series from the LNAs. The collective, the GNC collective, includes everyone working in the nutrition emergencies at all levels, and this could be the LNAs, INGOs, governments and authorities, academia, donors, and all the others within the NIA space that engage with the GNC. To all of you, the representatives of local and national actors joining us, both those that joined us in the morning and those that are joining us now, please note that we value so much your perspectives, your experiences, and how you as an agency are experiencing the current shift or the current change is something we would appreciate to hear so much from you. So please feel free to share with us and engage with us in this session and the remaining 2 sessions that will be happening the other days. I think I'll be handing over to Alexa and still encouraging everyone to share your names and your organizations in the chat. Thank you. Over to you, Alexa.
Hey, thanks so much, Martha, for getting us kicking us off. I hope I sound clear and I hope my video is clear, but let me know if it's not. So quickly, colleagues, just a quick overview about how this session's going to go. This is a little bit different than a normal, presentation or webinar. We're really just here to take space, to provide space and for dialogue and to hear from you. So there's no real presentation per se. Instead, we're going to have a series of interactive polls. And then we're going to have moments where we open the floor and it's a space for discussion. So we really welcome you to, turn on your mic and jump in and speak if you would like, turn on your camera if you would like. If you don't have the bandwidth or you feel more comfortable, you can always put your thoughts and insights in the chat. That's also a great way to document your thoughts. And then if there are questions asked, we're not really here to advise or to answer questions. So generally questions, we might redirect those back to everyone that's on the call also to hear other ideas and suggestions. So that's generally the flow of how our session is going to go today. We're gonna, just to get to start off, we're gonna have a first poll to get a sense of what kind of organization you work for, what kind of organization you represent. We're going to use mentimeter.com. I can put a link into the chat. It's just www.menti.com. And then you're going to use the code at the top of the screen. So if you have your phone handy, menti.com works really, really well on a phone. So you go to www.menti.com, and then it's just immediately going to ask for the code. The code that we're using today, it's at the top of the screen, and it'll be the same code for all the polls that we do. The number is 38240437. So take a moment. You can either use your phone or you can open another window on your computer and go to www.menti.com and then just enter that code at the top of the screen, 4 numbers, and that you just stay within that, and it's going to give you access to all of the polls we're going to do throughout. So we just had our first 2 on the call that have weighed in about what kind of an organization that they work for or that they represent. So I'd love to see some others join in as well. Let's see. Yeah, and if for any reaon Mentimeter is not working for you, you can feel free to answer these polls in the chat. We'll be looking at that later as well. But if possible, yeah, definitely if you can use Mentimeter. It's really interesting to get a sense of who's here with us today. Yeah, and we'll have more polls as well. Great. I'm looking in the chat and some introductions, seeing some cluster and country cluster leadership as well, or coordinators and co-coordinators, seeing some national NGOs that have been noted their organizations in the chat. Okay, there we go. Got at least one local and national actor on the screen. Give it one more minute. Let's see, we have 9 responses. Okay, great. Is there anyone that's having difficulties with using the Menti or any questions about using Menti? Okay. And the code is in the chat as well, 38240437. Great, colleagues. I'm going to take us on to the next poll, but these are going to be, you'll have access to the polls the whole time, so don't hesitate to still go in and enter your information. So far, those that have used the Mentimeter, so we have strong representation from international NGOs here, some from UN agency and some from local and national organizations. And then there were a number of other local and national actors that have already introduced themselves in the chat, but feel free to also add your information into the Menti. It is still useful. Okay, next question, just a quick question to get to know who's in the audience with us today. Where are you joining us from? Feel free to, in the Menti, it's the same code using www.menti.com. Feel free to select the region that where you're joining us from, where you're sitting right now, which region you're in. And then if you'd like to specify, the country or the district or where you are or where your organization operates, feel free to also clarify that in the chat if you want to add some more specificity. Okay. So some nice distribution between other is probably a lot of colleagues that are sitting, I'm assuming, in the US or in Europe, Eastern and Southern Africa, good representation as well, Latin America and the Caribbean. Yeah, the call earlier today, as you can imagine, slightly different distribution of where folks are sitting. But yeah, great to see.
Thanks, Alexa. I guess it's only prudent that now we know who is joining us and where they're joining us from. We should also let them who we are and we're joining from. Our colleagues,
True.
Martha Nakikande is my name. I am the co-chair of the GNC's Anti-Racism and Localization Working Group. And I am calling in, if it's the region, it's Eastern and Southern Africa. Thank you. And over to you, Alexa.
Martha, thank you for the reminder. We didn't do our introductions. So colleagues, my name is Alexa or Alexander Humphreys. I am the localization help desk for the GNC, so I get to work on everything related to local and national actor support. Also work wearing another hat with the GNC, working on strategy development and based in Lisbon, Portugal. So I would be in the other category in Western Europe. Great, thanks, Martha. Okay.
And hopefully we'll have Dennis join us if it's possible. And Dennis, is our subject matter expert on localization. If he can make it, he will join it. He will join us. If he can't, we'll sure have him in one of the rest of the series. Thank you.
I'm already here.
Oh, great.
Hi.
It's you.
Dennis is my name. Happy to be here to also discuss the current landscape dynamics. Currently supporting UNICEF, the Global Cluster Coordination Section, as a localization specialist, and happy to be here once again. Thank you.
Thanks, Dennis. Over to you, Alexa. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks so much. So just one more poll I'm going to take us through, and I'm going to hand over to Dennis, who's going to take us through arguably the most interesting polls. So this poll, we would ask that only local and national actors complete this one, since that is our focus for today. So what we're interested in for this poll is hearing from national or subnational government individuals working with these agencies or departments or Ministry of Health within humanitarian settings, organizations, local or national, CSOs, any sort of organization that is headquartered in and from a humanitarian setting. So if you work for, represent a local or national actor, please fill out the poll. Everyone else will ask you not to complete this poll. Let's see, so far we've had 4 local or national actors complete the poll. So far it's unanimous that in recent months their organization or agency has been affected by the changing nutrition and emergencies landscape. Would any other local or national actors like to complete the poll? Again, if there's any issues with Mentimeter, feel free to just note. Just note it in the chat. Okay, we have 1 or 2 noting unsure. Thanks for adding that. Yeah, I know on the call this morning we had mostly the local and national actors that completed the poll had been affected. I think there was 1 organization that had not, and then a few were unsure. Any other local or national actors, either in the chat or in the poll in Mentimeter? Oh, I think that's all for now. Again, feel free to continue completing the polls as we go. But Dennis, I'm going to hand over to you. Take us through the next poll and the conversation. Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks, Alexa. And maybe just to mention that the inputs that we are collecting today, they will also help in terms of when we are discussing about the different, the GNC strategy, and also discussing the different landscape, NIE landscape. This question, again, it's applicable to the local and national actors. And I've noted that based on the responses that we've received, at least 67% of those who have responded have been affected. So if your organization has been affected, how has it been affected? And here we are looking at both challenges and also opportunities. How has your organization been affected? How has the organization been affected by the changing NIE landscape? If maybe you can type in, but also this is a great opportunity for anyone who would like to come in. We can pick some few hands for those who would like to open their mic and just share how their organization has been affected. Anyone who would like to come in? I guess the silence is because people are typing, so probably we'll give each at least 1 minute to type. How has your organization been affected by the changing landscape? And then, in case anyone who would like to share, you can even open your mic and just share how your organization has been affected.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good night, everyone. This is Kasim Osman Said from a local organization called Urban Rural Development Unit for Neutrality in Somalia. According to the effect and the challenges, our organization have been sorry for calling prayer. Our organization have been affected by the we have been expecting to have guarantees from our donor. So our donor have been affected by USAID, and we have been expecting also to implement nutrition in emergency in urban sites. So our donor that we have been expecting to donate or to support us has been affected by the aid and USAID stopping. Yeah, that is what we have been has experienced it over.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Udon, from Somalia. We've noted that your donor has been affected by the USAID, and so that means that that has affected your funding. So have you stopped delivering the nutrition in emergency, or you've scaled down your project?
For sure, we did not stop since we have no any fund, but we have been implementing the nutrition project is for our own fund, our own contribution. So, but we have been expecting to support this fund from our donor would have been very useful and crucial to extending and also encouraging us ourselves to serve the needy community in the location we are.
Thank you very much, Udan from Somalia. Really appreciate for the input and the comments. I'm still waiting to see some feedback for those of us who are typing on how has your organization been affected by the changing landscape in NIE. As we await for individuals to type in, anyone else who would like to come in? Please feel free to open up your mic and just contribute. Maybe we can proceed to the next slide. Yes, I see Isaac hand is up. Yes, Isaac.
Yeah, thank you very much. Sorry for joining a bit late because I was doing something else, also very urgent here. You are asking about organizations, and I'm not working for any organization. That's why I was a bit hesitant to raise my hand first. But I think based on the information we have from the cluster, I think as you may have known, or you have noticed, there have been some kind of assessment which we were asking partner to tell us about the particular impact of the USAID, funding pause to force the humanitarian, response programming here in Sudan. What we know is that I think we had, I think, around 6 partners who came forward, indicating that their operation will be impacted. But our understanding as of now is that I think, even a number of some others who, some of the partners who, couldn't provide information or didn't actually complete the questionnaire which we had, asked them internally. Some of them are impacted, and I think what we are seeing that in partners are very much cautious in terms of providing information, and I don't know, maybe they are worried that in case they provide any information, they may be penalized or victimized in the process. It's a bit sad, but I think it may take some time, maybe in the coming months or two, to have really understanding. But we had, I think, one partner who reached out to us, telling that maybe they may, scale down their operations, unless maybe they get some funding from some of the donors who were funding them by the end of, maybe, we could hear them a bit more or confirmation by the end of April. So there is also another kind of challenge which I think we see. There was, for example, during our cluster meetings, some of the partners who have reported that it may have, challenges of funding. They are also not coming forward, even if there are opportunity, for example, from some of the UN agencies indicating that we have some resources which we could support, but partners are not, some of the NGO partners, particularly maybe international, are not coming forward to take that opportunity. So I don't know. We are still trying to understand, maybe because of the promises or maybe the bilateral kind of funding, mobilization they are doing in other, maybe with other donors. Maybe they are waiting before. So it may take some time really to have maybe the broader kind of understanding. I just want to reflect that from Sudan perspective and what we know from a number of other partners. Over.
Many thanks, Isaac, from Sudan, for sharing the inputs. Many thanks, really appreciate for that. I also take note on some of the chats that have been shared. Thank you, Dr. Mirwais, stating that currently our organization is not affected as we were implementing national projects supported by World Bank, but other NGOs are affected from the USAID cuts. For example, the report from Health Cluster shows that more than 300 clinics were closed. This is, devastating. And this is from, from Afghanistan. So many thanks, Dr. Mirwais, for that, for sharing that. Any last comment before we proceed to the next slide? Great. Yeah, noted, Doctor. The next question is for the organizations that have been affected. How is your organization actively adapting, innovating, or responding to the changes? We are talking about the changes in the landscape in nutrition in emergencies. How is your organization or agency actively adapting, innovating, or responding to the changes? Again, you can type in your responses. You can also come in and provide your inputs on how your organization is adapting, innovating, and responding to the changes. And by these changes, I mean the landscape changes in NIE. Anyone who'd like to come in? Yes, Ebdisasam, I hope I've pronounced your name correctly.
Thank you. This is Ibtisam from Yemen. I'm working for international NGO, but let me reflect somehow related to the impact of the change in the landscape of nutrition emergency over those national actors in my country, because I'm a national staff. So I believe the cut of funding for WFP and UNICEF affected our pipelines. So for the specialized nutritious food. So this is affecting also, for example, in Yemen, we used to work. The local NGOs used to work with WFP to distribute those RUSF and WSB supplies over all the targeted TSFP sites, which is now is affected by the funding cuts. I mean, the supply pipeline itself. So we expect this to massively affect the operationality of those nutrition sites, and also the ability or the capacity of local NGOs to continue their nutrition responses. Thank you, and over.
Thank you very much for your inputs. Really appreciate Ebdisasam. I also see we have two responses. Organizations are currently adapting to the current changes. And then there is also another input on prioritizing geographic areas and life-saving interventions. Thank you very much for those inputs. Any additional comments? You can still type in this on this Mentimeter, or you can just come in and share. The mic is open to anyone who would like to share. Anyone who would like to come in and share their perspective on how their organization is adapting? The floor is yours. Before I hand over the mic to Alexa. This is a great opportune time for you to speak. and also to contribute to this to the responses. I see addition. Most of the NGOs in Afghanistan have decreased their staff. Thanks for sharing that. Thank you very much, colleagues. I believe that the Menti will still be open. So in case you need to still provide inputs, it will be open up to the end of the session. And your inputs will go a long way in enabling us to have further discussions in the series of discussions, and also enabling us to influence the, to influence the development of the GNC strategy. Many thanks, and I hand over back to Alexa. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dennis, for taking us through that. Just before, so that was our last poll, sort of our last conversation prompt. Just before we wrap up, I just want to make sure colleagues have, if there's anyone that's would like to share that's feeling a bit shy, make sure that you know that really happy to hear from you. So I don't know if anyone from AHDA or BDN or URDUN or Aid for Integrated Development. I don't know, colleagues, if you have anything else to add about your experience at this time. So if that's all, just like to thank everyone who took some time today to be with us and be part of these conversations. On behalf of the GNC Anti-Racism and Localization Working Group, this engagement's really important. These discussions are really important, and really enjoyed this first session. So it's been 2 calls. We had the call this morning, we had this call now. Really great insights from our colleagues. And we just feel like this this ability to be able to have space for dialogue, and especially learning from the experiences and leadership of local and national actors, is so important, because we are in this critical moment of change for the humanitarian sector. And we want to make sure there are these spaces for nutrition and emergencies practitioners, but especially local and national actors and allies, to engage in dialogue that helps us imagine and work towards a better future. So just really, really thankful for this space. Maybe before we wrap up, I just want to invite any colleagues who are on the call, not those who are working for a local or national organization or government agency, anyone else on the call who has local or national actor partners, who have heard anything from them, who are hearing things from them. I know, Isaac, you came in earlier to share on the behalf of what you're hearing, or even what you're not hearing from your local and national partners at the Sudan Nutrition Cluster. So I want to also extend some space if there's anyone on the call who has local or national partners or implementing partners that have any sense of what they're going through, would like to share anything. Hello, good to see you. Come in.
Hi, good to see you too, Alexa. Thank you very much for organizing this very interesting meetings. I think it's very timely to understand how the local national actors are doing in this uncertain time. From the SMART initiative perspective, we have quite a number of local actors that we engage with regularly. For most of them who have a US government funding, to support their nutrition information system has been affected. There has been a number of smart surveys that were cancelled, which were funded by directly BHE. So some of them are direct beneficiary of this funding, which they could not go ahead and do. Others are getting kind of a secondary funding from the UN agencies or from other donors. So it's a mix of different effect that is happening, especially when we look at the second category where these local national actors are working with UN agencies or any other donors. Especially for other donors, the effect is minimal if they are funded by other donors. The one that's affecting them now and making it uncertain is when funding is coming from the UN agencies and they are not certain whether they would be going ahead with the assessments or not. I did not put together numbers for you. Alexa knows I like numbers, but I did not put numbers this time. But it's very uncertain at this stage. As we move with this conversation, I think it would be clearer. And I want to appreciate your effort in trying to understand the effect and to hear it from the horse's mouth where local national actors are attending this meeting. So really appreciate and thank you very much for your work, Alexa, Marta, and everyone. Bye.
Thank you so much, Hailu, for sharing sort of from the SMART perspective, but also the implications for NIS when it comes to local and national actors. Really appreciate those insights. Yeah, anyone else would like to come in on behalf of local and national partners that you work with or that you're aware of? Okay. If not, then I think what we'll do is we'll just we'll wrap up the session for today. As everyone knows, this is a 3-session series with 2 calls for each session. This concludes session 1 on what are the challenges facing local and national actors. And we will next week on Monday, we'll pick up with 2 more calls on the topic of, what local and national actors are doing, how they are adapting, innovating, and in order to do that, what do they need? What do local national actors need from the greater GNC collective in order to be able to do the important life-saving work that they do? So also to let you know that these conversations, we're using the polls, we're using the information from the chat and from these conversations. We're going to take everything that we're learning and synthesize it, anonymize it, and include it in a report, a very brief report that's going to synthesize all of these learnings. And this brief report is something that we're going to produce and share as a common good. And we hope that it's going to be helpful in informing a number of initiatives that are happening right now. So please let us know, even after this call or on the next call. We're always happy to hear from you. Specifically for the Global Nutrition Cluster, being able to learn from local and national actors and their allies is really important because it helps us know how to better action the GNC localization roadmap. And it's also and envisioning the future of localization and local action. And it's also something that can help inform the next version of the GNC strategy. And as always, if you're ever in need of nutrition and emergencies technical support, that's what the GNC is here for. You can always request through the website or to speak with your in-country nutrition cluster team. We are here for you. So thank you so much, colleagues. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Dennis and Martha, for co-facilitating with me. And thank you, Miriam, for supporting the webinar to be a success as well, or the conversation to be a success as well. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thanks, Alexa.